Hey everybody, The Amazing here reviewing the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Hyper Kabuto, the renewal, aka the Shinkocchou Seihou, which basically is the real bone sculpture, which translates to it's brand new bodies. But as you see, I've been reviewing renewals, so yeah, you already get the idea of what's going on. This is a masterpiece. It's a great figure right here. The look, the feel, everything about it. And what already was really nice about the Kabuto figure is what they fixed, and I'll get into that in a second. But I'm beyond happy with it, and I'm just looking forward to reviewing it at this point. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it and enjoy the photos at the end. So let's get started. First and foremost, I want to start by saying the look and feel of this figure is really nice. It's sturdy, it's nice, it has a decent weight to it. Obviously not crazy a whole lot. I remember a lot of people remember on the really old figure there's diecast feet, and I'm kind of glad they got rid of the diecast feet, because man oh man, after a while does that make your legs wobbly as hell on these figures. So the look alone is just, it's really there. Excuse me, for some reason I have hiccups today, but yeah. It's really dope, it's really nice, it's a clean design overall. So let's get into going over stuff. Head articulation is what I'm going to start with. Up, down, left, right. You get the basic runaround mill of your articulation for a Kamen Rider. It's a little stiff in the neck area, but pretty sure you can work around it for certain photos. For instance, being as when you want to kick or do a side kick, you obviously want to angle it a certain way, but the chest piece will get in the way. Just like with the previous Kabuto, the chest piece will get in the way, but if you bend it forward enough or rotate your if you rotate it enough, ah, enough, you should be able to get decent articulation in the head and the foot. So that way you can basically get it to look good without looking a little stiff. Because the arms are actually okay. The issue being that the chest and the legs. And I'll get into that in a second. Now, the reason why I say that is because right up here in the leg area, what happens is when you are doing a certain rider kick, you want to make sure it folds right under. Let me make sure I get my light on this. You want to make sure it's able to fold under right here in the folds. Because if you can't fold it under and you go over, what happens is you can't get the maximum range of articulation. So just be aware of that. And as far as the chest area goes, you want to push down the belt a little, so that way you're able to do what you want to do. So let's back this light up so it's not too bright. But back to articulation. I just want to talk about that because, posing wise, that bothers me a lot. So as far as the arms go, they're really nice. They rotate all the way around. You have the plates for rotating when he goes into his hyper mode, and you still get a wiggle around of 360 degrees here in this arm area. So it's really, really nice that they've thought of the way of spacing it out so that way it doesn't look crazy gappy because the shoulder pads can move, and also making sure it blends and look really well all together. One of the other things I want to point out on the arms is that the ball joint is actually a ball joint, unlike the Kabuto and Dark Kabuto, where they basically made it so that it was the pins and Getact as well. Man, was that annoying. It just didn't hold the weight of weapons and figures, and it was bad. So they learned from their mistake, and here we are now with the ball joints. Tons better. The other thing I want to point out is the hypersector on the side is really nice. It actually, you can push it down to activate your hypersector move, as well as the Kabuto sector. Still moves around just fine, and it's really nice. If you use the heat and pop technique of popping up the torso, you can actually put this belt on the previous Kabuto if you want. So just be aware that you can do that for when you want to do the hypersector maneuver. Leg articulation is really nice. Just as previous Kabuto, it's up, it goes out. You still have full double rotation. Ankle pivot is excellent. Toe pivot is good as well. Now, that's not the stuff that we get into that makes this figure really nice. It's the fact that through part swapping, you actually can go hyper mode, which may not seem like a lot to many, but if you like Kamen Rider Kabuto, hyper mode is really what makes this stand out. Because even him standing here really nice like this looks really nice. So real quick, I'm going to go over the part swapping. So what you do is you gently, just like that, I ruined a shoulder. Let me actually fix that. If I can fix it. So let's see. Yep, I can. So real quick, what you want to do is you want to pop out the shoulder. Not the shoulder, sorry. You want to pop out the two chest plates, which are on a ball joint, so you could be able to remove them safely. You want to remove the plates in both arms, as I'm doing here. Same for the legs. You remove the plates. And lastly, on the back side, you remove the back wings, is what I'm going to call them, on the chest plate. These are also on ball joints. They pop out really easy, so you shouldn't have to worry about breaking them. And instead, you replace it with the hyper mode plates. So in the chest area, you have this one, where it seems to be like it's opening up, and it reveals the inner workings of it. Now on mine, I do have one issue on my left plate. It pops out a lot. It shouldn't, but it does. You want to fold these up, so that way it looks really good here. You want to match the plates right here. This one says right, so we're going to match it. I'm going to just make sure. I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible. That way you're not waiting forever. But I want to show you so that way people don't actually do this in fear of breaking their figures. To show you that even me, a person who doesn't know his own strength, can actually do it too. And last but not least, and I'm going to attach the wings as well, because I just love the way the wings look. You can actually separate the wings so you don't have to always have them active. But the reason why is because I love the look of the wings. So here we are, we have them in hyper mode, which looks absolutely fantastic. And this is the reason why I wanted to show it off. Because when it's done, it looks really great and fantastic. It's not something that looks super duper cluttered, but also not something that doesn't look the same as everything else as we've gotten so far. So I'm really enjoying this look. The wings are a very nice, translucent, sparkly color. They look really great on camera. They photograph really well. It's just something that's really dope, and I wanted to show it off. So I'm really feeling this. So real quick, if you put the wings down, which is what I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you the sword. So the Kabuto Zector sword actually can fold to be a gun and a sword. And you remove this piece here, and what happens is you put the Drake Zector here. And then up front, you put the B Zector, which I wish we gathered the B already, but we just don't. And then underneath, you actually attach the Sassoid Zector. Which mine is, oh, there we go. So you can have the all Zector combined. And the sword is actually really nice too. It has the sword and the gun mode. It looks really dope. Next up for hands, we have open palms for relaxing. We have the Zector sword gun mode hands for when you want to pull the trigger. We have sword holding hands for when you're holding it forward. Really nice. Then you have it for holding it normally. Last but not least, you have the signature hand for when you actually do his signature move. Well, not signature move, but his signature quote, or when you want to go into that, do it. Overall, really love the feel, really love the look of this. Hyper Kabuto is just really dope, and I am beyond excited having it. It's just one of those things where even now, it just doesn't look all crazy cluttered to me. I just like the way it looks. So what I'm going to do real fast is show him off, with previous Kabuto renewals. Here's Dark Kabuto. Here he is with his normal form. They look really good. Next up, we have Punch Hopper and Kick Hopper. Last but not least, we have Kamen Rider Attack, who I didn't attach the swords, so don't beat me up over it. So size-wise, he's all in the scale. They all look really well together. Real quick, I'm going to compare Kabuto to a bunch of other lines, and then I'm going to get you guys out of here. This is him next to a Marvel Legends Black Panther. As you can see, he's a little smaller. Here he is next to a SHF Kamen Rider build. Here he is next to a DC Icons Lex Luthor. This is before they upped the scale as well. Here he is next to a Mezco Deathstroke. So he's a tiny boy compared to the Mezco and the Icon stuff. But he lurks a little well with the Icons, even before the upscaling. Here he is next to Articulated Icons Ninja. preferably solitaire with a black ninja head. And last but not least, here he is next to a 1000 Toys card. So he works better with these guys, better than anything else. In the meantime, guys, I know it's been a long review, but hopefully you found it informative. Hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully everything is all right in the world. In the meantime, guys, do good, be good, continue to drink your water. Later.